Okay, so I'm going to redo the hood. The vents up here, I think they're a little bit too tight. Um, yeah, they just, one thing, they should actually flow back more. Shouldn't be this tight opening. That might be proved to be difficult because of the way it's designed. I don't think I can get a piece in there that will work like that. I don't know. Let me see. But I'm going to get rid of these and just make it more open, wide across. I mean, on the actual car, the vent does have a slight angle, like it opens up towards the back, but it's more straight than it is like this, much of a like curve out like that. So I think it's better if I just remove it. So it's just a straight edge right there instead. That'll be more. Neither one is truly accurate, but you know, this is what we got to work with. But yeah, but that will be a bit closer at least. Okay, so that's what I did so far. I cleaned up the sides here, just the way it's designed to hold all together. I have to put these little tiles in there instead of having one plate across, because there's this place has the two studs here that hold that together. That's pretty much holding this front part there, um, as far as I can tell. And then to maybe open up the vent on the back here, you know, instead of having this that what used to be up there, it's just feel like I need that opening needs to stretch up to the top. So I'm hoping when I do that, this will at least this will be angled and it'll meet up here. We'll see this in a second. Okay, here's where I'm at. I mean, overall, I mean, there actually should be like another line or a little piece that goes up here that's kind of splits and makes a makes the arrow effect here. I guess probably the air running through and it will run through here and over the car, and there should be like a splitter or something right in the middle here, actually. But yeah, it should basically flow up to the top of this hood. Is this hood? Yeah, hood line. But the only thing is that sticks up, which I'm trying to figure out here. Why is it doing that? Because not push it in all the way. Just because when I had this piece in there, you know, this is about the same. Is it actually that much thinner? Oh, you know, actually, maybe you can see it better from this angle. All right. So if that is a single plate, right, two by four, I guess you can see right there in the corner. Zoom up, zoom up. You see how there's just this edge is slimmer than this edge, and so that's why that sticks up that much more, and thus maybe accounts for this being up like that. And I don't think there's any piece that's thinner, like a one by something like this that tapers down to an even thinner edge. That would be awesome. The only thing that comes close to that actually is something from, I would say, I believe from the last this Honda build here. Like these pieces up here are really thin, and some of the ones in the door, those are actually be pretty ideal. Let me just show you real quick. Maybe even on that S2000, but that's a Mattel piece. So look how skinny this piece is right here. And it's printed too, right? Yeah, it's this whole piece here. But you see, that would be perfect. This is actually 2x4 as well. You can see the size of it. Yeah, it's about 2x4. And I believe that also on the S2000, you can see on this, it's basically, I think, that same piece right there, similarly. Now that would be ideal for here. I wonder if there's a Mattel, one of these brick shop ones, right? The cars that are in white, that's in this scale. Maybe I can just borrow pieces from. Like if I can get that and put that in here, if it was white, that would probably be better. But as it is, it's not like, to be honest, it's not terrible. I mean, there's all sorts of hard angles everywhere that shouldn't be on this car anyways. So I'm not totally upset with it. I mean, this one did actually, if I look back at the thing and you look back at the tape, it does stick out a little bit too. It wasn't perfectly like molded in and flush with the top of this. It did raise up a little bit, but because it's thicker and has a harder and just thicker edge, it just sticks out a little bit more here. But in general, it's not bad. I think this shaping is much more accurate to it than what was before, which was like a small opening that's just set in there, and then like with these little things that made the side of it, which was just too much. This is actually more accurate. I think I'm gonna go with this for now. I don't think I want to buy specific like parts. The only thing I can think of, what do they have in white? There's a Corvette, isn't there? But I think the Corvette is actually potentially the same scale as this guy. So that would be probably, if they had something, maybe a little bit big. So anyways, yeah, I'm not going to trip too hard about this. I think this is okay. You know, at least this feels like it flows up and then kind of as it should on the, like similarly to the real one, instead of just that hard cutout here in this small slit. This actually looks confused right now. So yeah, what do you think? It's not too bad. Yeah, I wish it could be smoothed down, but again, that's just the reality. There's just, you know, brick road stuff. You can't have everything completely smoothed out and contoured into the shape. Obviously, I mean, there's a number of spots like this probably shouldn't necessarily be there, and that edge in there, and so forth. But it actually kind of all looks. I like how it kind of widens like that, or tapers at the front. You see the doors, the way they do that, and that's because it's on kind of a diagonal like joint or something, and it connects in there. I don't know. It actually looks pretty good, even though it's probably not entirely accurate. But you know, overall, it has to give me that feel of what I'm going for. So there we go. Cool, done there, and I'm going to play around with this and see what else might need to be tweaked a little bit before I commit to the stickers, because once they're on there, I'm pulling them off, and there's no, you know, it's like I said, oh man, I wish I had done this differently, and then I can't pull the stickers off, and I'm not going to buy another set and wait. Those came from England, I think. Yeah, I want to try to get this right, as right as possible. Now these aren't the rims that are supposed to be, that are on the actual Liberty Walk F40. They have like these somewhat deep dish, especially probably more so in the rear, but the front might have it too. But they were black, and not just that, but they were 6-spoke. I mean, I think ideally something like those would work pretty good, although they're not deep dish. You know, that is kind of a closer look to what was on the Liberty Walk one. However, I don't know what the overall diameter of those are compared to these. They could actually be the same. It's just that these happen to have more rim and make a larger wheel and with a lower profile tires. That's why it's skinny or thinner. But the overall diameter potentially might be the same. But you know, it's not going to be 100% in a lot of ways, and I might need to take some liberties. I like these low profile tires, and these are actually very classic F40 Ferrari style, like monoblock star wheels, however you want to call them. And they look good actually on this. I mean, I guess I could paint them black, but I kind of digging the OG, like, you know, monoblock, you know, star look at these. So yeah, I think I'll probably stick with these anyways. I'm not gonna mess with it. But never try. Oh, I did find, like, when I was looking, cross-examining the reference photos of the actual car, I am right in the front is slightly longer than it should be, or perhaps this should be more forward, but more likely this should be back more. It's about one brick forward, more forward than it probably ideally should be. Yeah, because I was looking at the distance between the rear mirrors and like the wheels and the fender wall, and it's a bit of a stretch. Like, you look on the side, this should be in one, like, closer, uh, like, uh, not in line with this because it is kind of actually within there a little bit. So it should be in there more, but it's not possible to move this because of the way the chassis is built. It's all like one piece here, right? And these wheels will only fit right in this spot. You can see how it is, and right on that spot. So the wheelbase length is pretty much fixed. There's no real way for me to take a bunch of these parts and remove something and shift it back. That's that would make it more in proportion. It is just a tiny bit longer between the wheels, and you know, because this should be, again, just a one. I say estimate about one stud length back more. But yeah, just you can see there's no way to maneuver that. So it is what it is. You know, this all can work with. And I was thinking maybe I could move this forward instead, but you know, this is holding on just to the two studs here, and you know, I moved it up. If I did something to put two studs here, I could attach to this part instead, possibly. But then this moves up, and then these mirrors are just too far back in relationship to. You know, I'll just show you. Like, if I would say move it up one like that, so it's closer. Well, this should really be closer to the corner of that window right in there, for one thing. All right, and then what the heck do I do about this gap here? It's not a Targa. Oh, though I think they did have a Targa. I think the whole roof was gone here, but you know, there's no way I can find anything to fill this in properly. That's one problem. I can't really move this. Actually, the back area is pretty well in proportion from what I can tell, but I can't move this forward. Again, just it's not going to look right. It needs to fill this, but there's really no realistic way to fill this area in that I can really see. And then additionally, this one of this main side port or vent that goes into the side of the car, right? That would be too far behind the side of the, I guess you would say, the door, the end of the door, or the start of the door, whatever, right here. This point is just, that's way too far back. So it needs to be kept right here, right like that. And, well, it is what it is. I think if I start plopping on different decals and stuff, the eyes might get distracted and you might not think about the length of it so much. And overall, if it looks good end result, I think that'll hold up okay. So yeah, anyways, I'm glad I took another look at this here. This is not the most ideal, but it's not the most offensive thing. I think getting just this vent opened up and that opening up to like that to the back, and not so narrow and tight as it was before, was more important. And I think it helps with the overall look of it too.